So there is a lot of value in buying Tesla down here. And you can see as it was oversold, people bought it very fast. And the stock price went from $74 to $500. That's a 568% increase. Now you can see prior to COVID, let's get rid of that. You can see over here that as Tesla was making new highs, the RSI remained extremely overbought from 70 to 100. It almost went up to 95, which is very overbought. And you can see that that all happened right here, right before COVID. That was kind of like when Tesla was going a little crazy. And then look what happened after COVID crash happened. People sold it immediately because they knew that the value of Tesla was so high that they took profits immediately and their stock came crashing down. So its stock RSI went from 95 to 24. That is a big loss if you're buying Tesla up here. That's a 60% drop. So point of the story is if you're buying the stock when it's down here at the bottom of the RSI, you have better value riding the stock up. Let's look at another example, Plug, which has been hot stuff lately. You can see right here, this trend line that I drew a long time ago, that the stock price respected the trend line and it bounced in between. You know, I drew these lines like in September and the stock price continued to bounce in between it. And then it made new highs to come up all the way up here. You can see how high the RSI is. This is 90, which means it is extremely overbought. This is very dangerous for anyone entering Plug up here because the stock price can quickly come down as people take profits. But if you are buying Plug down here, when the stock, when it hits 30 RSI, or down here, when it also hits 30 RSI, or extremely down here, which is December 2018, this is at the bottom of the RSI. This is almost 10. That means it's extremely oversold. This is very, in a sense, this is kind of scary to see, but at least you know that it's so oversold that there might be value in buying the stock here. I don't know why it went that low, but it did go that low. And then now look at, as it hit down here, you can ride the stock. Basically, from $1 to $63. That is a 5,653% increase. That's a lot of money, but I think that's kind of hard to say because at the time, Plug didn't look too good. Like it went down to $1. So that's a little skeptical. Maybe we'll look over here when Plug kind of went up to at least $6. If it went to $1, I'd be a little worried because I would think that the company is kind of going bankrupt or something. But let's say over here, this is where its Plug started to grow fast. Okay, maybe around $10. $10. You can see as the demand for Plug greatly increased, Plug never really went down to be oversold at 30, but at least you can look at the RSI and you can compare over here. Okay, so this was one point where Plug went to 45, then it went up, and then it kind of went back down, and it came back over here around 43. So you could have bought it right here at 43 and then wrote it up because this is an area of value. And then the stock price goes up, you hold it, kind of comes down, and then it comes back over here to test 43. So you could have bought it right here, you could have bought it right here, and then you could have wrote it all the way up. And you could see, comparing this from the past, that it never really comes down to over here. So RSI is really good because it's called Relative Strength Index. It gives you a sense of what other people see value in the stock. If the stock never comes down to be oversold, that means the stock is strong. But just because it never hits oversold doesn't mean that, you know, you have to only wait for that to buy it. You can use some common sense and a little bit of comparative analysis to be like, okay, well, over here, it hit 45, and it kind of moves over here, it goes up and down, and then over here, it kind of hits 45. So you know how I said that over here at the top, I said that this is support and resistance? Well, I guess you can reflect this bottom RSI as support and resistance as well. So now 45 seems to be a pretty strong support. So I would say if plug happens, see now at the current time, if plug happens to visit 45 again or go lower, then that might be a good time to buy plug if you really like it. But, you know, like I said, this is very overbought, so it's kind of hard to say. Here's another one, Moderna, which is one I've been following. Moderna is one that goes up and down, up and down. And you can see that same thing as the RSI. This reflects the RSI in a very strong manner. So right now we're looking at the dailies. This is a daily candle. But if you want, I found the 4-hour to be pretty profitable as well. The higher the time frame, the more reliable it is. Just keep that in mind. But the 4-hour time frame has also been proven to be quite profitable as well. The 4-hour time frame can also trick you because it's a lower time frame. Oh.
Cheap ass.
That's all I got. Maybe we could redo it. But anyways, do you understand what I'm kind of saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So 4-hour time frame is the best to find bullish divergence.
Which 4 hours, in the beginning or in the towards the end of the day?
Oh, so this is basically what I was looking at was the daily candles, which is reflecting the whole day's movement.
Right.
But if you look at 4 hours, that means that each candle is now relative to 4 hours. So it's not like the beginning of the day or the end of the day, but now each candle has been broken down to be every 4 hours rather than daily. So it's kind of giving you a little bit more information throughout the day than the daily. This is a daily candle, just showing you the price that goes up and down. Now this is going to show you 4 hours, every 4 hours, meaning there's going to be a lot more candles showing you a lot more information. But to keep it simple though, we're only looking at the RSI. So if you're looking at the 4-hour RSI, you can see down here for Moderna that it comes down to be oversold, 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 meaning that this is areas of value. And you can see if you bought it here, if you bought it here and you bought it here, the stock price completely reverses the other way and gives you a 65% gain. Like I said though, the 4-hour is kind of tricky because, you know, if you bought it immediately right here at this first one, you can see that the price continues to go a little lower, and then it goes a little lower right here. But this is where you would use bullish divergence. This is the most profitable way that you can make money on the 4-hour chart and in general. If you find bullish divergence, it is proven to be almost 90% extremely profitable for you as a swing trade. This is what I keep telling my mom, and this is what I keep telling everyone else. Bullish diversion on the 4-hour has been very successful for many people. So as you can see right here, the stock price comes down to this RSI. This is a signal where you can buy, but you can be a little patient to watch it as it comes down. So I would kind of wait to see what the reaction is. See, first you draw these support and resistance lines, and you see how this candles react to it. You can see it comes up, it fails to break this resistance, and then it makes a new lower low. So it comes down here, finds support on this yellow line, and then it comes here. So this is where bullish divergence happens. When the stock price makes a lower stock price, but the RSI down here so the stock price goes lower, but the RSI goes higher. You can see that this one is lower here, but then the price over here goes lower, and this RSI is actually higher than this one. This is your entry right here. This is where you buy. You buy on this bullish divergence signal. And if you buy it right here, you can catch the wave to 66%. This is called bullish divergence. Here's another example that I've been looking at Fastly. You can see the bullish divergence right here. So the stock price continues to come lower and lower. It's bouncing on this 30 RSI. The stock price goes even lower over here with the lower RSI. But as it continues to come up, you can see how much stronger this RSI looks over here. Even though the price of the stock did not move much higher, the RSI has shown some immense demand, even though the price has not moved. So if you made an entry here, then you could ride the stock all the way up for about 30% gain. The RSI gives you an indication that there is strong demand when the price does not really move, but the RSI moves a lot higher. That means that Wall Street is very interested in the stock and they're already buying it. That is called bullish divergence. The same thing goes for bearish divergence, the opposite way, but I've noticed that that's not as reliable. So you can see right here for Tesla on the 4-hour. Okay, the price is here, extremely overbought, but the price continues to go higher and the RSI continues to come lower. That means that there's momentum lost in the stock, and that means that the stock price is going to go down, but it's not guaranteed. I found that this one is a little bit less reliable as a bullish divergence on the bottom, because I think that the price can come down here and then also reverse up. I've seen the RSI come down to the middle and then still go up. So, you know, more the bias for people is to buy long than to continue selling. So that's why I think this is less reliable. But you know, if you see that there is some bearish divergence, meaning that the price does go up and the RSI comes down, it would not be a bad idea to take some profits here if you believe that, you know, like say you're Moderna and this is like a swing trade where you believe that, you know, not many people are going to hold it long term because they think that right now they're just trying to make some money and that's what it is. You can see clearly right here, bearish divergence. Stock price peaks over here with this RSI at the top. Then the price comes over here to meet that top, but the RSI is a lot lower. And then the selling greatly increases because this is the loss of momentum. RSI reflects momentum. Zoom, for example, is another stock.